Bare necessity, but simple bare necessity. Bare necessity, but simple bare necessity.
Hey there, it's Brie Bear. Yes, I realize I did not say that at the beginning of yesterday's vlog. Yes, it did bother me. No, I'm not going to do anything about it. Because what can I do? It's too late now. It is almost 7 p.m. and so far today, I have read to page 462. So not a ton, but I'm so daggum close to finishing this book that I have every confidence in myself. So my goal is to completely finish this and then pick up with the Fire on High. I don't have a time frame or like a page count plan for With the Fire on High yet. Excuse me. But I'll get that put in soon and figured out. I'm gonna probably read like a little bit and then finish this episode because it's the last episode of season 1. I was watching it while I caught my planner back up because I haven't touched it since Wednesday. I didn't touch it yesterday and I hadn't touched it yet today. So I had some updating to do on my Vaultathon spread and my monthlies and my current daily spreads. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got. My dad is at his girlfriend's, so just me and Sam hanging out, doing the readings, and watching the Netflix at break times and that kind of thing. I have the feeling that there will be Twitter sprints at some point in the near future, so I'll definitely try to participate in those because there were some earlier in the day today that I didn't get to participate in. So I want to try to get to do whatever excuse me, whatever sprints come up throughout the day. So that's the plan. And then tomorrow, see, I really have to finish this today and pick up With the Fire on High because I also tomorrow have 2 movies to watch. Thor Watch Along is tomorrow afternoon, and then tomorrow evening is the Ratatouille Watch Along. So I need to be able to do plenty of reading on With the Fire on High today so that I don't have to try to... I want to be done with the Fire on High by the end of the day tomorrow. So I need to get a good chunk of that started today if possible. We shall see. In the meantime, I'm going to finish off this bottle of water. Decide if I'm going to be healthy and get more water or going to be unhealthy and get juice. I should probably get more water. Grr. Maybe I'll get some green tea. Like a little bit of green tea. And a water. Like I'll refill this and then just get myself a tiny bit of green tea. Yeah, that's a good plan. My friends, I have done it. I just finished Days of Blood and Starlight. And I really liked it a lot more than book 1. Book 1 was alright. But book 2, so much more. Like this is like a high 4. For sure. Like if I did half stars or quarter stars, then it would be like a 4.5 or like a 4.25 or a 4.5. But I'm gonna probably put it at a 4. Really built the story so much more. Sam!
He's licking my hand, nudging my hand for pets, being the neediest needy boy. Anyways, I'm so proud of myself because I fell asleep at like 8 something, and then I woke back up at like 11:30, and now it's like 12 something, like a little bit after 12, and I finished the book. I'm pretty awake, so I'm contemplating trying to go ahead and start with Fire and High, but also like I would need to cleanse my palate first and watch an episode before I read anything else, so I'll watch an episode and then decide. So that's my plan, but let me update my spreadsheet real quick so I can get the numbers for you. So completing Days of Blood and Starlight puts me at 96 pages for the day, and it puts me at 559 pages for the readathon, which is not bad. It's not, amazingly overwhelming. It's not what I wanted to do, and I, again, wanted to read more short books. So hopefully I'll be able to finish with the Fire on High and be able to squeeze in at least one short book. Maybe one more short book, because I read The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. So maybe I can squeak in another one of my short books. We shall see. In the meantime, I'm going to get set up for having finished this book and start the next book on Goodreads, my yearly spreadsheet, and watch an episode, that kind of thing. Brush my teeth and put on my moisturizer, because I did all the rest of my skincare, but I didn't put on my moisturizer yet. So I need to do that. Yeah, I'm just gonna do things and decide what I'm gonna do as far as reading. I don't know, it's weird because I don't even have a clip to do a montage in this vlog yet, so I don't know what to do with myself. But it's almost 1 a.m. now, so I don't know, I'm conflicted. So here's just a little bit of insight. First of all, this is what With the Fire on High looks like without the dust jacket on. So pretty. It is a glossy cover instead of a matte cover. Which what I like about the glossy is it's a lot more durable. It doesn't get messed up as easily. So I like that element of it, of the binding of it. But it's also super cute. Oh, such a vibe. I almost said mood and I almost said vibe at the same time. So it's a vibe, obviously. It's a vibe and a mood. That is what this cover is. But what I do is I find the more blank pages in the front or the back, if the end sheets are completely blank and they're white, then I will use the end sheets. And basically I divide the pages into sections so that I can basically use this as like a notebook page to like jot down notes for certain elements that I include in my reviews. So trigger warnings, archetypes, controversial topics, or like content warning type things, representation, and themes. Sometimes I'll have additional sections as needed. And then on this little spot right here, I just have a color code for my tabs. And lately I've only been using about 3 or 4 colors. This time around I'm just doing one for likes, one for dislikes, and one for other. And that's what I've been doing lately because I found that I don't really need to subdivide things like character development, plot development, writing style, things like that. I don't really need to subdivide that. I can just categorize that as other because when I write my review, I can reference the specific things, but I can tab all of them as likes or dislikes and make a note in my annotation. And then as I go through and I write my review, I'm able to reference what I made in my notes. So basically I just like, I was overcomplicating my tabbing system, and I've kind of simplified it a lot. So yeah, so basically I was using pink, orange, and yellow for the last book, and now I'm going to use one of my purples. I'm going to use up the rest of the yellow and orange, and use the green. And that's gonna what I'm going to do. So that's just a little bit of insight into my annotation system lately. It changes as I change my mood and preference. You know, sometimes I want to be more subdividing to where every single color on here is, I used to do every single color on the tab sheet was for a specific thing. But I just don't feel the need for all of that now because of the way that I write my reviews these days. And the way that I'm looking at it, it makes more sense to just focus on what I liked and what I disliked in general. Because once I do that, ignore the look that we have going on right now. But like basically, within my reviews, I have a section for listing trigger warnings, representation, archetypes, controversial topics, themes, the tact elements basically. So by listing all of those in the front, it's a lot easier to type it up because I don't have to flip through to get to each one. So it's easier, and additionally, it saves me a lot of tabbing. Instead of tabbing things, it's all just listed. So I don't have to use as many tabs for that. So that was one element where I was using a lot of tabs, was one tab would be like 2 categories that I'm now just putting in a list in the front. And like sometimes for themes, I'll use an other tab and write theme if it's something where I don't really want to try to summarize it into something short or like a 1-word or short phrase theme. explanation of what the theme is. Sometimes I'll just like tab it and come back to it when I write my review. But again, that can be my miscellaneous other tab. But like in general, in my reviews, other than that, when I actually go in depth on specific thoughts and things like that, it's all categorized by like or dislike. When I go into like describe things in more detail. So if I tab something in my book as character development, then that doesn't really help me in the way that I write my reviews now, because I'm going by if I liked it or I disliked it. So I need to tab it as either I liked it or I disliked it. So then when I'm going in to type up my review and I find a tab for a dislike and I read it and it says, I disliked this writing style here, or this word choice, or I find a tab that I liked and I thought this was really good character development. So then when I write my review, I would say there were a few word choice moments that were not the best, or there were a few word choices that I would have preferred changed a little bit, or there was a lot of really good character development under my like section or under my dislike section. Additionally, I also do like categorized ratings. So I have different categories and I rate my what I believe that section of the writing of the book was. So for each category we have a 5-star scale. So for character development, plot development, tact, meaning how did it handle and deal with its themes, its trigger warnings, archetypes, representation, and controversial topics. Did it deal with them well? Was it respectful? Was it, open-minded? Was it, narrow-minded? What are we dealing with here? Excuse me. Things like the, what do you call? Action scenes, were they, believable, realistic, easy to follow? Let's see, what else do we have? My personal enjoyment level, which is basically more relevant to, is it a type of book that I would enjoy? Or is it, my style of book? Which comes into play when you're looking at things like, for example, Elizabeth Acevedo's other book. My personal enjoyment level was a lot lower because of specific elements that I am more affected by, particularly villainization of religion, and also free verse. Those are two things that not my favorite some of the times. Like, I can understand or let them go sometimes, but sometimes they get under my skin more than others, or they put me off of a book more than other times, depending on how they're done. So that would be an example of where personal enjoyment would come into play, because it's not necessarily that I didn't, that I can't appreciate why other people enjoy the book, but for me personally, because of my personal views or because of my personal experiences in a certain area of life, or because of, my personal taste when it comes to books, that, rating will be different. And also satisfaction at conclusion, because sometimes you'll enjoy a book a lot and or you won't enjoy a book very much, but then the conclusion really changes your perspective. So recognizing how much the ending of a book and the climax and resolution of a book can impact your perspective on it, I wanted to have a way to view the rating for that, or to rate that and observe that. I kind of, now that I'm thinking about it, kind of want to do like a one for how the book starts. Like, does it suck you in? Is it a slow start? And then I also want to do one for pacing. Glad we had this talk. Anyway, I'm going to go. I just wanted to take a second to share that with you. See you guys maybe later? I don't know. I'm kind of thinking I'm about to continue watching this episode that started. I didn't mean for it to start, but then it started, and now I'm just like, maybe I want to watch it. I was gonna read, but then the episode started, and I don't know, maybe I'm just gonna watch it. Okay, bye. Okay, so, it's like 2 a.m., and Sam just had a seizure. He has epilepsy, so he has them from time to time, but he did have one yesterday, and then he had another one just now, which is weird. He normally doesn't have them so close together, so I'm not sure what's going on with him, but he's fine now. He's right over there just waddling. He's waddling around because I gave him a treat after we went outside, because after he has a seizure, he pees everywhere when he has one, and he drools and his eyes water, and so we always have to run and grab a towel. But afterwards we go outside and let him go potty, and then usually by the time he's done going potty, he's not walking around like he's drunk anymore. He's more stable on his feet. And by the time he's done going potty, usually. Sometimes he's still a little wobbly, but he'll be okay in a minute, type thing. So, he's completely stable now, all good. But I gave him a treat when he came back in, as per usual, and he didn't want that cookie that I gave him. He wanted something else, I guess. So he didn't eat it, and I guess he's wandering around because he wants a treat different than the one I gave him. So we love that. But he's tipping his way back in here again. Hey, baby. You good? Yeah. Are you a good boy? You wanna come up here? Oh. Oh, ew, TMI. See, I'm good. I'm good. I'm so good. Thanks. So, he was in my chair still when it happened, so I had to try to clean that as best as I can. I never know how to clean stuff like that, where it's like, it soaks through layers of things, potentially. So potentially the scent could soak down in, and that is something I'm really hoping did not happen, because it's an expensive beanbag chair. So, and I like it a lot. So I really hope that it's gonna be fine and I cleaned it good. So all of that said, I think I'm gonna try to go to bed, because I'm a little bit drained after that. Yeah, poor baby. and also because it's 2 a.m. So that means that I need to try to read. I want to try to read all of With the Fire on High tomorrow. That's my goal. Is it gonna happen? Not super likely at the pace that I've been going this readathon, but let's also keep in mind that it's probably a faster read than Days of Blood and Starlight. So there is hope. A little. But without any further ado, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day or night, whatever time it is for you. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you're notified every time I post new videos. I will see you soon, and peace out, Bear Scouts.
About your worries and your stress. I mean a bare necessity. That's why a bear can rest at ease with just the bare necessities of life. Yeah, with just the bare necessities of life. Yeah, man.